shot thing,
Yeah.
which tastes exactly like one of my favorite candies.
Uh-huh.
And I can drink this entire fucking bottle easy. Oh, it's gonna be great. Except it's really fucking spicy, so worth though. Gotta make sacrifices.
I suppose so. And speaking of sacrifices, that's a great note to start Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9003 on.
God.
Because it's funny you mentioned sacrifices, because we're going to read some human sacrifices. Human sacrifices as in Naruto, of course. Not as in actual human sacrifices. That comes later.
Imagine if someone wrote like fucking Aztec fanfics. Where fucking Aztec people just sacrifice random characters from different
look, man,
fictional universes.
Don't Aztec shame Faceless and his Aztec fanfics?
True, true.
Oh god, what do we got here?
Oh
yes, Kyuubi Goku.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, this story is still updating.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm gonna need more alcohol for this. Hold on a moment. I'm gonna drop the link and I'm gonna go get that alcohol.
Shot number 2. Here we go.
Fucking
oh, damn, that is actually really fucking good though.
Oh, ow. Damn it, what are these fucking lights?
Oh, there's Atin at least. Fucking finally.
Why have I been summoned?
It is podcast time.
Like, I get it's Friday, but why have I been summoned? I don't want to be here. I hate this show. I hate everybody.
Well, leave then.
Contractually, so I'll be here, unfortunately.
Contractually, you're fucking late, boy!
By 2 minutes. Suck my dick.
Unfortunately, if I do that, I'm gonna bite it off.
I see. We'll give that a pass then.
Smartest decision you've made in 2 years.
No, the smartest decision I made in the last 2 years was investing in Google when it was cheaper.
Yeah, true that.
That is fair.
Believe me, if I could have put money in Amazon, I would have, but...
Oh god, yeah, fucking Amazon's like, yeah, hey, our standard stock is worth roughly fucking your entire life savings.
Yeah.
They're like, alright, Amazon, you can eat dick.
Yeah. That's life sometimes, I guess.
Anyway, let us swap the thing over now that I am fully prepared. And Birdo continues to be Swedish. Alright.
What a shame.
Let me just pop this open.
It seems to be terminal though.
Okay.
Alain's Swedishness.
Yeah, we have to put them down.
Yeah.
Alright, now that I have juice, I can now add udka and get my special spicy water.
Oh. I'm gonna need to go get some water. I'll be right back. Water, not water.
Water?
Water.
Anyway, so this is Contracted the Shinigami. Yeah, it should be good. Yeah, so Contracted the Shinigami. Naruto nearly died at the final valley, but fate still wants him alive. Shinigami finds interest in Naruto and makes Naruto its first summoner. Watch Naruto as he shows the world what it's like to have the death god for a summon. Incest warning, Naruto times Kushina. Any comments? Comments from anyone?
Have returned.
Congratulations. Comments from anyone? No? No? Okay. Good talk, everybody.
The fuck?
I have nothing to say besides the fact that this is stupid. But that's not really a clever
Did I miss
comment,
anything?
so I figured it was better
So-
to just not say it.
As I'm not drunk yet, I'm going to actually do my job here and
That's a
break
shame.
down every mistake the author makes within his opening sentence, being the summary. So, first off, Naruto nearly died at the Final Valley, forgetting the word the, but Fate still wants him alive. Implying that Fate will eventually stop wanting him still alive. Which is... yes. I guess
Suppose.
the whole fated to die thing, since we all die someday. But I just find that just a very awkward statement. But Fate
Yeah.
still wants him alive. It's like, okay, I guess. And then it follows up with the Shinigami finds interest in Naruto and makes Naruto its first summoner. Well, yes, you could basically inference that from the title of the story.
Dear fucking god.
It's like a story being called Dragon Rider, and the summary is like, Luffy was
Man
a
buys
simple
dragons.
girl until one day she started riding a dragon. And it's just like, okay, well, I kind of saw that one coming.
Imagine that.
I'm terrible with names, if that wasn't obvious already. But, so it's just... Also, the Shinigami finds interest. Not is interested, or becomes interested in. They discover interest in Naruto. As if, like, that was, like, a scratch and sniff card where they were like, oh, Naruto, let me scratch this off. Oh, now I'm suddenly interested. Like, okay. Watch Naruto as he shows the world, blah, 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 doesn't fucking matter past that point. So, this is probably one of the most cancerous sentences to put in a summary of watch character do thing in place with power.
Damn.
It's pointless. It doesn't tell you jack fucking all about anything besides that this story is going to be garbage. It's just, you can't think of a better summary from your story other than Naruto does thing in place. That's your summary. Naruto does thing in place. Okay.
Bottom of the barrel, honestly. I've seen worse, but they're often kind of like, I'm bad at summaries, so here's the tag list. This
Now-
isn't AO3, what the hell?
Now, to be fair, summaries are hard. However, Naruto do thing at place with power. The most uninteresting way you could ever describe a story to someone. And it's not hard to work on making up a summary either. It's like, well, so someone jumped you today. How would you TLDR it to someone else?
Wait, just to be clear, I'm getting mugged.
Yes, you got mugged when you went out for a run this morning. You're talking to your friend now. How would you summarize that event? Would you be like, mugger
Somebody
jumped?
mugged me.
Yeah,
I guess, yeah.
like you wouldn't be like, the guy jumped out with his knife to mug me down at road. It's like, no, that's not how you would.
I'd be like, man, they're out to get me. Fuck, get me out of here. They're fucking coming for me.
You'd be like,
Something like
so yeah, you know, I was mugged down on Black Street,
But-
Martin Luther King Street.
Hmm,
Not wrong there though.
True.
Not about the black thing, about the Martin Luther King Street. Martin Luther King Street is almost guaranteed to be fucking awful in every single city.
Wouldn't know.
Atin, back me up on this one.
I don't know about one in Chicago, so
Oh,
Yeah, I got
There is
nothing.
one in Chicago, don't you know?
No, I know. I'm saying I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the fucking socioeconomic situation is so bad there Atten can't even approach.
exactly. Oh,
Shot
actually,
on
where
sight.
is it in Chicago? Martin Luther. Wow, there we go. King Street, Chicago. That is not Martin Luther King Street.
I mean big maps though.
Let's see, we got Illinois. Yeah, East Chicago.
Nice.
Formerly Gouthier Street. They actually renamed it.
Huh.
Damn.
It's in East Chicago. Hmm. That's the bad part of Chicago, isn't it?
Isn't all of it bad?
I was gonna say which side?
East.
Like, here's the problem, right?
Right.
There've been a lot of like urban rejuvenation projects, so it's
Mm.
less right. It used to be
Right.
the South Side.
Right.
Now it's this part of this neighborhood's real fucking bad, and
Right.
this part of this neighborhood's real bad.
Right.
And you just right, and it's like, and if you're this color or you wear this sign, don't go in this neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Alright, so anyway, the author, in his infinite wisdom, decides to open up his story by having a conversation with himself as he poses as the characters in the story, complaining that the author is going to force them to have sex.
Yeah, you know, I just love it when the author has a fucking schizophrenia attack in the fucking opening note. And they're just like, oh yes, I am these three characters at the same time.
Look
and
at
I'm
me,
talking to myself.
anti-so-funny, I am talking to self.
Ah yes, I am quirky, yes. A funny character do funny thing.
The dark clouds loomed over the valley. Lightning and thunder rained as it showed. What the fuck? Lightning and thunder rained as it showed the scars and destruction of a battle of fate. I understand what they're trying to say. I'm baffled by the way they said it. The battle between Naruto Uzumaki and Sasuke Uchiha over the Uchiha's future in either Konoha or Ototo. Upon closer inspection, there was only one person on the field in an unconscious state. It was the very blonde who fought against Sasuke. A small trickle of light was on the face of the blonde shinobi. His clothes were a little ripped pieces, and his body was covered in bruises from the fight. The most notable was the one on his chest, like he had been struck by something hard. No, he was literally stabbed
Damn.
in the heart.
Can't have shit in Detroit.
Can't have shit in Detroit. They stole my fucking heart.
Stab my fucking heart, dude.
But like, yeah, it's a big old fucking bruise. Okay, 4 kids.
Hmm.
Naruto laid in his unconscious state for a little longer. No, actually, he was fucking dying.
I was gonna say, no, let's be clear. He wasn't laying there in an unconscious state. He was getting his ass kicked.
He was dying.
What the fuck is this sentence structure? Well, holy shit.
Yeah. Naruto
Whoever the fuck
laid
this
in
person
his
right?
unconscious state, and also laid in his unconscious state, not lay in his unconscious state.
God, fucking.
And before any more time and before, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was what I was commenting on.
Naruto laid in his unconscious state for a little longer, and before any more time passed, someone came to the ground and looked at the blonde with a mournful expression.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you to fuck off.
I must ask you to leave.
What?
Yes.
Naruto, you must have fought as hard as you could, the person said. They were wearing the standard Jonin vest for Konoha Shinobi. They had white hair, and their headband was over their left eye with small cloth covering their mouth. Ah, yes, the full face mask is a small cloth. Interesting.
Oh yes. That's how it works today. Do be like that sometimes.
Why? I hate these character reveals, to be honest. I think that's one of the most annoying things that could ever be in a story, where the story is just suddenly starts describing a character that you should very much fucking know by this point. Like, if a Superman story started out by describing how Superman looks, and it's like, we know how Clark Kent looks, okay?
Do we really?
I don't know, man. Those glasses making me get
Yeah.
fucked up pretty bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what are those glasses, dude? Who was this?
Anyway. So it was Kakashi Hatake. What a surprise! I thought it was the other Konoha Jonin wearing a headband over their eye with white hair and a small cloth face mask. You know, Hakashi Katake?
Really? I thought it was Krakake Takatai.
Oh,
Really?
it might have been him.
Song.
I thought it was Big Boss. Thank you, potatoes.
There you go. Yeah. Sneaky. How does the Naruto franchise change if you replace Kakashi with Big Boss?
Big Hoss. He's
Big
Mexican.
Hoss.
He's Mexican.
No, he's his Texan cousin.
Come on, Gray. Give us your best Texan Big Boss impression.
Indeed.
Played.
What?
Never seen Metal Gear.
Oh, that's a big
Same.
off.
Never seen Metal Gear.
Me neither. Honestly, never played it. Any of the games. I have like 2 of them, but well,
I was busy
know,
playing WoW.
I'm busy doing other things.
Anyway, Kakashi looked at the damaged part of Naruto's skin. Wait, didn't you just say that his entire body was basically a fucking bruise? And lifted the blonde into his arms. He then flung Naruto over his back and shot off to Konoha. Wait, what? And lifted fucking like here you are, like you're bending down, you're slowly sliding your hands underneath the person, and you pick them up into a bridal carry to ensure that their injuries aren't aggravated. And then you just fucking toss them over your shoulder and fucking fire truck choo-choo train your way back home.
Yeet.
Genuine question: isn't the fireman's carry more less likely to aggravate an injury?
No, not in the fucking slightest.
Oh,
A fireman's carry is an optimal carry position for heavy weights by distributing it on the shoulder, because it leaves you with a more balanced center of mass, while also allowing your hand, your other shoulder's hand, to be
gotcha.
free.
It's not concerned with whether or not their injury gets worse. It's concerned with whether or not you can hump them 5 miles.
More or less, effectively, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
in the military, they teach you to do a fireman's carry of wounded soldiers, or a drag carry, depending on their wound. Because the thing is you need to get the fuck out of the firefight quick. You can't waste time trying to pick up a 200-pound soldier with 120 pounds of weights on them in a bridle carry and then, like, waddling your way forward. You need to fucking throw them over the shoulder or just start dragging them. And so it's not injury friendly, but it is most certainly usually going to be used in a scenario where you're going to be injured if you don't use it.
Imagine that.
Anyway, so but I just like how the author describes it, right? Like, he lifts the blonde into his arms and then just fucking hucks Naruto over his back. Not onto his shoulder, over his back. So, like, he literally just lifted Naruto in the air and just fucking salt tossed him over his shoulder. So, he's not carrying Naruto anymore. He just fucking hucked him over the shoulder and just ran away. Naruto is now face planted into the ground behind him.
Yeet.
Unless for some reason Kakashi runs on all fours.
Monkey Kakashi.
He's actually an Inuzuka.
Yeah. Sasuke! Kakashi said to himself before sighing and running off. The white-haired shinobi knew he had to hurry. He could feel Naruto's heartbeat, and it was stopping.
Not how that works.
Yeah, not in the span of time that it takes for Kakashi to get there, pick him up, and throw him over the shoulder. No. Come on, Naruto, just last a little bit longer, Kakashi thought, and narrowed his left eye as he looked at the blonde's face. Wait, how is he doing that if he flung Naruto over his back?
Skillfully.
Of course.
By Nvidia.
Kakashi thought, as he knew, blah, blah, he could only hope that Naruto would be alright. Kakashi could only imagine... Wait, what? Kakashi could only imagine if Naruto died.
That's a weird thing to imagine.
Wait,
Yeah, it's
what? He could only imagine if Naruto died?
I mean, yeah,
Huh?
I guess.
Okay. So many people would be sad, and maybe even Tsunade, their Hokage, would spiral into depression again. Not a maybe, there's like a distinct 100% chance that's gonna happen. Minato Sensei, what would you do if you were holding your son like this? Holding his son in a fireman's carry over his shoulder? While you
That's a good
yourself
question.
are bleeding out?
He would probably not ask stupid questions and, like, move his ass.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you would think that. But, it's not what happens here. Anyway. Naruto's mind. Naruto laid in the emptiness of his mind.
Yes. I guess that's how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Alright.
His unconscious state was visible to Kyubi, and the fox grumbled at its container. He offered the blonde power, but he still lost, and his heart was giving out. Wait, what? And his heart was giving out of him?
That's not how hearts work.
The darkness around the Kyubi was growing more and more, making the Bijou curse.
Bijou?
Fading. It's fading. Am I going to die? Kyubi wondered. And before long, a white light appeared in front of him. The Kyubi narrowed his eyes and growled at the newcomer, but quickly paled when he saw just who it was. It was a white spirit with purple arms and a sword in its mouth. So the kid's finally dead, huh? I must say, he was kind of lucky. The damn brat escaped me so many times it wasn't even funny. And so the Kyubi just growled at the Grim Reaper, and yeah. And then he shouted, "Shinigami!" Like they're all in Bleach now or something, I guess, because that happens a lot in Bleach.
Yes, I'm going to drink bleach.
It's the only thing stronger than you're allowed to buy right now.
True. God. The local laws say. Kinda suck. Not gonna lie.
The Shinigami narrowed his eyes and then turned back to Naruto. He took out his sword and traced it over the blonde's form. What is dead. That means you're next, Kyurama. Sorry, Kyubi, because also they misspelled your. The Shinigami said to him, also missing pronunciation there, punctuation there. I got to it eventually.
Yeah.
He was about
Took
to
a while.
slash at Naruto and rip the blonde's soul from his body, but turns out that fate was against even the Shinigami. Sasuke! Naruto yelled immediately and shot up, dodging the blade from the Shinigami in one swift move.
Excuse me?
Kyubi widened his eyes, and the Shinigami raised an eyebrow. This hadn't happened before. In all the times the Death God did this, Kyubi was at least surprised, if nothing else. You're next, Jotaro! Golden Wind increases, Diamond is Platinum increases.
I see.
Damn it, brat! You sure know how to scare people. I thought I was gonna die because of you for a second, Kyubi said, and instantly Naruto turned to his unwanted Bijou behind its cage. Furball, what the hell happened? Naruto asked, making the Kyubi growl. His container was always a damn smart mouth.
Really?
It really irritated the fox to no end, but that was the point for another time. Damn brat. In case you blind, the Shinigami is right in front of you, the Kyubi said, and immediately Naruto turned his head to see the real thing in front of him. A blonde gulped, and his expression changed from one of fear to confusion. Come on, brat. So, blah 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 blah. Wait, hold on. Yeah, come on, Brad. It's time to die. Blah blah blah. But I'm not dead. Why are you here for me? Naruto asked the Shinigami, and the Shinigami sighed. This was so much better when someone was actually dead and not all the questioning. Well, you'll be dead in a matter of seconds. But, so I might as well just stay here and wait out the timer for it. I swear, you humans fight over the simplest thing, and die by the simplest of methods. The Shinigami said, and Naruto narrowed his eyes at the god, so fighting to save his friend was supposed to be a simple manner? Yes. Okay, so let's, I'm gonna take a big old drink and then keep going.
Fuck it, let's go. Another shot.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
6
blah,
or
blah,
7
blah.
shots now.
I don't care if you are the Shinigami or anything else, but I'm not dying till I become the Hokage. Believe it. Naruto yelled, making the Kyuubi grin at its container's disrespect to even the Shinigami. The spirit in question looked at the blonde impassively inside. How many people do you think have said that line? I've seen them all. I should just kill you right now rather than wait for your heart to fail. The Jonin that's carrying you isn't gonna make it. You're better off resigning to your fate right now. The Shinigami said.
This is a very aggressive Shinigami. Listen, you keep mouthing off, I'll end you early. Isn't that illegal?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway.
Don't really care either.
Hey, people.
Seth here.
I was gonna say, this isn't the supernatural universe where you can just go to the Reaper and be like, hey, can you kill that guy for me? Well, I'm not supposed to, but you're hot, so sure.
Okay, everyone, you're all ready for this? Because it just gets worse from here.
Can I say no?
You can.
Well, no.
Alright, we'll keep going.
Sure.
Blah, 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 blah. You think you have a say in this? When you die, you will die. That's your final destiny. You will see me again if by the slim chance you do survive this, which, by the way, you won't. Face it, I'm taking you whether you like it or not. One moment. Right, so I've come to a decision that Kyuubi Goku has issues.
Really?
You don't say.
I have no idea where you got that from.
What could have possibly clued you into that?
Ah. It gets worse.
Oh boy.
The Shinigami said, and Naruto allowed his blonde hair to cover his eyes as he tilted his head down. He crossed his fingers and glared at the Shinigami.
What does crossing his fingers have to do with anything?
Well, okay, so what he means is he's making a cross with his fingers. For the shadow clone jutsu that he does.
I see.
But the problem is the author is retarded and didn't think about the non-Naruto usage of the word crosses his fingers to mean fingers crossed. So he's dumb, is what I'm trying to say.
Imagine that.
Should we skip this story before a portal opens up? That's up to you, Potatoes. Do you want to skip this story?
Then you gotta donate.
Alright, Potatoes. Potatoes has benevolently used his paid veto to never look at this story again.
Thank you very much, Super Potatoes. That's very
God
kind of you.
bless you, potato.
So, instead, we're going to read this story. A Doom DxD crossover.
Can we go back?
What have you done, potato?
Can I counter veto the veto? Is that okay?
Nope.
Fuck. Oh well.
So,
At least it's it's fairly long. Fuck.
bringer of... What the fuck?
Boy.
Bringer of DxD, aka Doom and Destruction.
Wait, are they trying to imply that DXD stands for Destruction X Doom? Oh my. Oh.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Jesus Christ.
Sent away by Samuel Hayden, the Doomslayer arrives on Earth in a different time, with no memories. Oh yes,
Oh, fuck.
I do hate that
I-
teleportation glitch that removes my memories.
I mean, depending on the type of teleportation, yeah, I guess, maybe. It's sort of metaphysical. If it's just like a reconstruction of your body in a different place. But hey, I don't think that applies in this fantasy story, honestly.
Yeah. But that quickly changes one night in a town called Kuo, because of course it's taking place in Kuo.
Why wouldn't it?
Restored with new power. How will the Doomslayer... Right here, fucking red flag alert. How will the
Yeah,
Doomslayer react to the supernatural and the beings
that is
called
a major
Devrils?
moment.
Well, I
Nothing.
don't know. He's the Doomslayer, and he's gonna interact with beings called devils.
So like this.
I wonder what could
Lock and
happen.
load. Rip and tear. So that what I would expect anyway.
Truly a mystery. Maybe he will improve the story of DxD by burning everything to the ground. Now there's a story that I absolutely miss. Shit, what was it even called? It's a dead story by now, so that's the reason why I'm... Yeah. It hasn't updated since February of 2019, I believe.
No.
It was a Skyrim DxD story where a endgame completed every quest, did literally everything, collected every artifact, dragonborn, vampire lord, werewolf, ends up in DxD, and the person playing that character ends up in Control. and it just goes completely fucking off the rails, just utterly off the fucking rails. Like massive cast death, lots of shit going on, and I think that's honestly why it died in the end, is because the author had a massive divergence from canon and couldn't think of anything to come up with, so they just stopped updating the story.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. Kinda gay, but fair.
Anyway. I have multiple problems with this story because the author then follows up with, how will the supernatural world react to the Doomslayer? One thing is for sure, he'll rip and tear anyone in his way.
Wow. He said the funny rip and tear words.
He said the words! Good job, Bart! You said the words!
He said the fucking words.
He said the words!
Damn. He'd really be out there saying the words and shit.
But anyway, so the issues I have is that the character list is Doom Guy, Trihexta, and Mephisto. Am I saying that right, Atin?
Mephisto?
Mephisto?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's got a fist around us.
Oh, Mephisto is
Mr. Sister Fister.
a demon.
Oh,
I
imagine
mean,
that.
he's okay. So it's Marvel didn't want to have Satan, but they wanted a big dude who ruled hell and made deals for souls and gave people magic powers as a plot device. So Mephisto exists.
Damn. It's kinda gay.
Are you sure he's not in the Bible?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you sure he's not in the Bible?
I mean, he might be. The Mephisto that I am most commonly aware of.
Hang on. Ah, yes. Mephisto finest walking shoes, of course. Yeah, Mephisto Mephistopheles is one of the chief demons of German literary tradition.
Okay.
So it's blame the Germans.
It's always the Germans' fault.
It's always the fucking Germans.
Not Pearl Harbor.
I mean, kinda is. If you go down the chain of relations enough, it is.
Ah, yes, if you stretch it far enough.
Yes, Mephisto is the demon from the Faust tale, yes.
Yeah.
The Faustinian bargain, yeah. The reason why I know Mephisto is actually due to Blue Exorcist.
Ah, yes. Everyone's favorite anime / manga.
Okay, to be
/
fair,
fuck off.
the remake, I liked it.
I guess.
And by remake, I mean season 2, because season 2 just straight shit just goes like, yeah, half of season 1 never happened.
Based.
Anyway. Well, now that I know who Mephisto is. My issue is Trihexa is listed as a character in this story. As everyone knows, Trihexa is basically an endgame raid in DxD.
Yeah.
And listing them as a character makes me nervous. Because you don't exactly list raid bosses as part of your character interaction list.
Yeah, so how exactly are they planning to integrate Trihexa into the story? Only in bad ways, I can assume.
Probably in Opie Lolly ways.
Almost definitely.
Hello! How are you? This is my first time doing a Doom crossover, but I hope you all bear with me.
Make it your last.
This is also may have elements of Doom 3, though I'm sure no one minds that. I'm thinking
Everyone
about
hate that.
giving Doomslayer a sacred gear to make him even more
Shoot
of a
yourself.
badass.
Fucking Christ.
Like, see, that's like, oh, Atin, a good equivalent, would you not agree, is I'm thinking about giving Master Chief a sacred gear to make him even more of a badass.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. It's
It kind of defeats the
completely and
point.
utterly unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, especially in the Doomslayer's position, because literally, before, like, was it? Before Doom 3? I think it was. He was literally just a space marine. Just so angry that he just murdered demons by the Legion.
Power move.
And that's what made him a badass, is because he wasn't super OP, yet he was murdering everyone.
He was just committing murder.
Mass genocide, if you wish to be specific.
The only good kind of genocide.
Which, honestly, that never really, made sense to me. Is there's genocide and then there's mass genocide? And I'm like, what's the difference between the two? And apparently the
Whether
difference...
or not one was successful.
Well, no, but apparently the difference between the two is how fast it's occurring.
I see.
I guess, yeah.
Sort of like how I don't understand, with a mass shooting in the U.S. A mass shooting in the U.S. is any shooting that has more than 4 victims.
Yeah.
I
Now
see.
that's victims who have been
Not
hurt,
deaths, not deaths.
not killed.
Yeah, victims
Yeah.
that have been hit.
So if you like shoot people and like graze 3 people and then hit the 4th person, that's a mass shooting,
Yes.
technically.
Generally speaking, that's done so that legally the dickhead shooting up a crowd gets a stiffer penalty.
Yeah.
I'm aware. It's just, certain groups then turn around and use the mass shooting statistic as a reason to ban guns. While portraying that statistic by invoking images of, the Columbine and the Pulse Night shooting, right?
Yeah.
Which, I'm gonna temporarily mute myself here. Alright, now that I've said the thing that would most definitely get me banned, we're gonna keep
Nuke
going.
instantly from orbit.
And no one will ever know.
Indeed, except me and Atten and Gray and you.
And whatever software was recording.
Well, no, because I muted it. So it didn't even pick up the audio in the first place.
Oh.
Yep.
To be fair, I think gun control is going to have a real hard time after the past few weeks.
Not wrong.
Not wrong, no. I mean, if you pay attention to statistics, something like there's 6 million new gun owners since January of 2020,
Indeed.
which is up like 400% from last year's new gun owners.
That is pretty amazing. You know, sometimes I almost wish we had similar tensions over here, purely for that reason alone. But I also kind of don't, because
You'd rather
certain
not have
demographic-
rioting in your streets?
yeah, I'd rather not have certain demographics running around destroying shit. If you understand what I mean.
What? You don't want people destroying property? Which, by the way, if nothing else, I get why people might be mad about statues to Confederate generals. I think they're atrocious. They're statues to traitors. But mobs
I
should not be
mean-
tearing
No,
them
but-
down.
So
Do you know why?
My counter argument to that, though, is that the statue should stay up because it's a two-part thing. The Union allowed the Confederate to mourn and honor their dead as part of a we're all American here sort of thing. Even if they fought against us for what they still fought for what they thought was right.
But
Yeah.
here's the other thing. People shouldn't be tearing those statues down.
Well,
Do you know why?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's not democratic.
No, because it's dangerous as shit.
That
Oh,
was
yeah,
my
they
next
almost killed
point.
one.
That was my next point, because as the joke has been made dozens of times now. What's slavery?
Never heard of it.
Oh no, I don't mean on like some kind of deep existential historical level, Sneaky. I mean on a tearing down a statue by yourself is super fucking dangerous, people.
Well, okay, yeah. And this is not deep either. I'm talking about they're literally trying to destroy and erase history. In the name of anti-racism, they're trying to destroy all history of slavery ever happening.
Oh, that's a big brain fucking thought, honestly. Really gets the noggin jogging.
Yeah. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we don't have Hitler statues here in Germany, to be fair. Okay, well, I appreciate you
You
commenting,
should.
Vision. Yeah, no, but that's the difference between what's going on, though, is the Union versus the Confederacy was a difference of opinion in how the country should be governed. It was not about slaves, okay? Let's be clear here. It was not about slaves. That
No,
was
let's
the
be- let's be
public
clear.
relations move
Sneaky,
that...
there were states that joined after that became part of the issue.
Yeah, okay, yes. But...
So
that's
it's disingenuous to say that it
but
wasn't.
and that's like saying World War II was about Pearl Harbor.
For America, but that's the thing. For
Ooh.
America, it
Right.
absolutely was.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is for the original conflict, though. In this case, the original Union versus Confederacy conflict was not about that. It was about that for some outside states who joined one side or the other because of that issue. But the original conflict, the European equivalent in this example of the World War example, the original conflict was not about slaves. It was about federal versus state power.
Basically.
To be honest, I don't care if a statue stands or doesn't. I
You
mean,
should.
at the end of the day, if someone wants to put up a statue and it's not violating any sort of build codes, like, they're not leaning it off the side of a cliff overlooking an overpass or some shit, right? As long as it's not endangering anyone and it's not violating any sort of, like, excessive build code, because there is some really stupid fucking build codes out there, like, oh, you're not allowed to have a flagpole higher than 30 feet in a certain area of Florida.
That's kind of retarded.
The
I mean,
example
if
I'm...
it's like directly next to an airport, sure, but
it's
no.
it was a very Chad move, though. The specific example I'm mentioning in this is Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, where he tried to have a 30-foot flagpole, but the local ordinances said no, he couldn't have a 30-foot flagpole, so he built a 10-foot hill and then put the 20-foot flagpole on top of it.
I mean, maybe.
Here's the thing, right? I don't care about stuff like that, but it's like those kinds of things generally get put up for a reason.
Well, sort of. But there's a lot of laws still on the books. Like in one town inside Arkansas, I believe it was.
Nobody gives a shit about Arkansas. Arkansas isn't a real state.
On the third Wednesday of the month, you're not allowed to wear long pants made of denim. In this one specific town, on the third Wednesday of a month. Only the third Wednesday. And there's a lot of stupid laws, and there's a lot of laws that get passed because of financial reasons, not because of actual genuine reasons. It's the difference between the what's a good example here for modern times? The free tampon sign inside the men's bathroom versus the sign that says please don't shit on the ground and stand on the toilet. One of those is there for an actual reason. The other one is not.
Yeah, I shit wherever I want. Fuck you, government.
Poo in the loo. But yeah, as I was saying, if someone wants to put a statue up, they can let them put the fucking statue up. You know, we let Karl Marx statues get put up. You know.
Damn, we really shouldn't though.
Okay, but Karl Marx wasn't like a traitor to the United States government.
No,
for debate.
He wasn't.
Not really. No, he committed. It's a very clear-cut line. He committed
he
zero.
Was an American.
Yeah.
He committed 0 acts of treason. Also, remember, it's still possible to commit treason.
I mean, he's committed many crimes against humanity indirectly through the results of his actions.
I don't know, man. If you've ever read the manifesto from Karl Marx, the original one, it's got some interesting things to say about non-whites and Jews.
True. He was based in one way, but very much cringe in every other way.
Yeah. Just like Ayn Rand.
I'd say Ayn Rand was more based than Marx.
It really depends on
what more areas.
I don't know, man. Some of her opinions are
True, some. But most of Marx's opinions were, well, worse.
Wait, why the fuck am I being pinged? Who the fuck pinged me?
Some actually square-brained retard. Ignore it, please.
Ban this fucker. Not even for how stupid they are, just for pinging me. Anyway, so let's actually get into this.
And there we go.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Fucking pinging me a day after I say something.
At least you replied. But
yeah,
still,
but fuck him.
Ban-worthy.
To give you information, Atin, there's a guy on Orn's server who didn't know that you could nickname yourself
on Discord.
So he changed his account name constantly.
Yeah. Well.
And we were like, who the fuck? Like the whole conversation started with like, who the fuck is this guy? Because we've never seen his name before. Yeah. And he was like, oh, I used to be called this, and we're like, why did you change your name here? He's like, oh, well, my friend on a different server was making fun of me. It's like, okay, just change your nickname then. He's like, oh, I didn't know nicknames were a thing until now. Like, you've never You figured out you figured out how to change your actual account name, but you didn't know that nicknames were a thing. That is
Yeah,
impressively
its brain
dumb.
is honestly like a hypercube, literally folding in on itself.
Anyway, so if any of you are interested in a Doom Warcraft crossover, I have a challenge posted.
Nope.
And there's not a single person in this goddamn voice call.
Oh
interested in that.
no!
Oh,
By the way, just in Sneaky, in the latest series of things that are escalating stupidly. So you know the lady who got mad because a Starbucks barista wouldn't serve her and he was doing his job? She didn't have a mask and he's like, "Man, you got to put on a mask or I can't serve you." She got all bitchy, blah blah blah.
Oh, right, yeah, sure.
Everybody was like, let's make it GoFund. All the service workers were like, we feel this person on an emotional level, so they created a GoFundMe to give this man a massive amount of money.
For what,
Nice.
just doing his job?
Yes, because they're like, we feel sorry for you, and we can help at least one person's day be better.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Good for
And so now the lady who got outed for being a terrible human being and not wearing a mask and getting mad at someone for doing their job is now threatening to sue for defamation and saying she deserves some of the money from this GoFundMe.
bruh. Well, I mean, there's not a single fucking person wearing a mask over here. So,
Silence, Karen!
I would say, and guess what? That's fine. But the big thing here is, guess what? Lots of places are requiring you to wear masks. And if some dude's job is to go, lady, I need you to leave the store, you don't have a mask on, corporate policy requires you to wear a mask when entering the store, you don't get mad at the kid for that. He's paid $8.95 an hour or whatever minimum wage is wherever he works. Yelling at him will do nothing.
Honestly, I think the whole thing's stupid.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
No one here is contesting that.
Yeah, that much is fucking obvious.
But anyway, so this guy's fucking.
I agree.
This guy's bio is gonna be something else. This author has written 43 different stories for Percy Jackson, Overlord,
God fucking damn.
Red vs. Blue, Transformers, Naruto, Warhammer, Fairy Tail, Akame.Kill, High School DxD, Darksiders, Overlord, the anime, Doom, Bleach, Ruby, Gate, Kakakakakuri,
Kakutattaeri.
Warcraft,
return.
Avengers, and Devil May Cry. Hi, I'm Wacko12. As of recently, due to many messages and comments I've been getting, I've titled myself the creator of Chaos Fanfiction PJO Stories. I'm a male, and I live in Manhattan, New York City. My favorite brands are cringe. My favorite books are cringe. My favorite Percy Jackson ships are cringe. Inheritance, cringe. My favorite animes are cringe. My favorite
Yeah,
Naruto
man.
couple ships are cringe. Favorite fairy tale couples are cringe. My favorite video game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Halo, and Prototype.
Jesus fucking. Okay, so this is a what? 2012, 2013 bio?
No, a profile updated 2018.
Yeah. Last updated, sure, but I'm betting he hasn't changed that part in fucking years.
It's possible. My hobbies are video games,
Oh my god.
being
really?
lazy, and
That's
making
not a
stories.
hobby. You're just a piece of shit.
I have recently finally graduated from high school and will be taking off my next year to work on an original book.
Really? Oh god.
Yes. Vengeance. This is a contest in which who can make a Naruto story creating the Uzumaki clan and having them take revenge on their enemies. Also,
What the fuck?
make it a Naruto times Hinata. This part's optional, however. What is needed, however, is a logical explanation as to how the Uzumaki clan survived. I mean, literally just, they all sealed themselves in a massive seal, and poof, they're here now. That's a logical explanation. Sealing is bullshit. All the Uzumakis were fucking amazing sealers. It's just... Anyway. Unique abilities, as long as they make sense, and they have to have something related to the Rakudo Sennin. What is optional is that it can be before or after the battle at the Valley of the End, after the time skip. Naruto can be with the clan or against the clan due to his personal beliefs, and anything else you decide, just let me know so I can add you to the list of people participating in this challenge. The list of people participating in this challenge is no one. Peace. Basically, this is a challenge that I am directing where Naruto is a direct descendant of the Sage of Six Paths. He is, and is taking on the role as the person to bring peace to the world. He is, in canon, with whatever way he thinks is right. He is, in canon. Naruto can act however you want him to. I don't care about out-of-character situations. He can have a group similar to the Akatsuki, or just one or three people that thinks he's right and right about everything. You can have whatever you want. You can have a harem in your story, but it needs to be serious. Humor is also optional, but not over-the-top humor. And Naruto is not allowed to be paired with Kushina, Mikoto, or Yoshino. People
Damn, no
taking the
incest.
challenge:
Really?
Teddy
Aw.
Pro, Kilimoru, and CJ Shikage.
Fucking.
Wow, look at that. People who shouldn't be allowed to write anymore.
Indeed. Wrath of a
Your
Caring
word license
Mother.
have been removed.
Naruto Challenge. Kushina survives the sealing and raises Naruto. She knows that the people of Konoha hate Naruto and sometimes try to
How
kill him.
could she not?
What should you say? It's kind of pretty obvious.
Wow,
That they
really?
sometimes try to kill him?
They fucking hate him. It's like, wow. Where the fuck did you figure that one out, eh?
Must-haves in this story: Naruto times Hinata, civilian council bashing. Oh yes, I do love my civilian council bashing. I do love that fanon trope that we then make a more fanon trope by turning it into a different fanon trope of the fanon trope, and then we proceed to exaggerate the fanon trope of the fanon trope to then bash it for being dumb. Because we as an author are too fucking stupid and haven't actually watched Naruto before, so we think the civilian council's actually a thing.
Indeed.
Tsunade, who stays with Kushina to help her, is a mandatory. Pairing Hiruzen, mandatory. Smart Naruto, mandatory. A Helpful yet lazy Kakashi and pervy Jiraiya. Mandatory.
Daring Jiraiya.
Optional. Sakura and Sasuke bashing. Kiba bashing. Ino bashing. Uchiha bashing. Fuck it. Kill the whole clan. Leave some alive. Leave some other people alive. Kill them all. I don't care. Gaara times Matsuri. Shino times Fu. Temari times Shikamaru. Sai times Ino. Neji times Tenzin. And Danzo and Elder bashing are all optional. PM me if you think you want to take on this challenge. List of
why the
people
fuck would
taking
anyone?
this challenge. No one.
Imagine my shock.
Perfect life. This is an AU. Kushina and Minato survive Obito's attack and raise Naruto like a son. The pairing I would like is Naruto times Hinata, but other pairings for Naruto are okay, as long as they make sense. Well, I mean, that means they're not really pairings then, are they? You know? It's not really a ship if you don't force them together.
I mean, I guess.
I have the perfect fan fiction. Once upon a time, nothing happened. The end.
Shadow raises a good point.
Raises Naruto like a son, he's their fucking son. Yeah, well, you know, sometimes they abuse him a little bit, you know, just on the side, because all he has is the empty shell
yeah.
of the Kyuubi stored inside him.
Of
And
course.
and his sisters have all the powers.
True. How could I have forgotten such an important detail?
But don't worry, because he's the empty shell, the sisters are being mentally influenced to be attracted to their little brother because they're attracted to the empty shell inside Naruto, and they want to
Yes.
join together
course.
with Naruto to reform the Kyuubi.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you to shut the fuck up.
Alright, so the tornado siren's gone off. So
Hope you die. Have fun.
yeah.
That's pretty normal though for Chicago.
Yeah. It's a shame. it has to
The
be
imminent threat
fucking
of death
leveled
or
yet.
the tornado siren.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Now,
I'm right.
however, you cannot pair Naruto with older women. You're not allowed the gender bend. You
I'm
can't
out,
have a
nope.
harem, and you can't pair him with Kushina. No bashing allowed, only small bashings. But they have to make sense, even though that's the opposite of what bashing is.
Okay, so leaving aside that last bit of nonsensicalness, those were actually pretty good rules. For the most part.
I mean, yes, but that.
Speak for yourself.
But I can rephrase that entire paragraph of a sentence into
Yes.
write a
I know.
non-fucked up Naruto story.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, but the problem is because these
I'm
people
sad
are so
confirming
messed up,
that
you're not gonna
that
get that.
I
It's
know.
actually impossible.
Yeah, I know. On the factor of the Uchiha clan, you can either kill them all, or kill them all, but not Mikoto, Sasuke, and Uchiha. With the latter being decided on if he is the one who kills them all or not. Orochimaru must go rogue, the Akutsuki need to be around as usually, and Kurama must be sealed in Naruto. How these are accomplished is up to you, but you must contact me first. List of people taking this challenge. No one.
I can't imagine why.
Oh no. Oh no, the next fucking challenge. Naruto of the Yin Yang.
No.
This challenge I have been thinking a lot about for a while. We all know there are stories where Naruto gets the Sharingan, Mokuton, Rinnegan, Manamon, and all three or another Keki Genkai. But I have barely ever seen a story where Naruto achieves the Yin Yang release, which is the reason for this
For good
challenge. The rules
Fucking
and restrictions are listed as follows. Naruto must get the Yin Yang release, but not the Rinnegan. He needs to have the Yin release and the Yang release as well, since they make up the Yin Yang release. He should also have a fourth element from the 5 basic chakra natures, like a wind release as well. He has to discover all of this before Shippuden, meaning either during the Forbidden Scroll event, at the start of the series, during the Wave mission, before or during the Chunin exams, or even before Naruto steals the Forbidden Scroll. Note, do alternate timelines, aka Minato and Kushina being alive, is allowed. In addition to the rule above, banishment types are allowed to do the following. You're not allowed to gender bend. That means no female Haku. I have nothing against stories like this, except the ones where they pair the person with Naruto. I'm just more comfortable if trans people don't exist.
good.
Pairing him with older women or doing a harem is allowed, but the following people are not allowed to be a pairing or a harem member. Tsunade, Conan, Kushina, Mikoto, Sume, Yoshino, or anyone else in the story who is a mother. My reasons for Conan and Shizune is because they seem more like older sisters, especially Shizune. My reasons with Tsunade is that she's already a mother-looking figure, and why I don't allow Sume or Yoshino is because I don't like them, especially with Kushina involved. Other character
Maybe
pairings are allowed. Definite restrictions. There is no Sakura on Naruto violence allowed. That was the biggest issue I had in the series because Sakura always beats up Naruto, but the two still act like friends. Or Naruto at least doesn't mind it. It's because Naruto gets a fucking raging boner every time Sakura does it.
Fucking hardcore masochist.
It has to be a serious story, but it's allowed to have humor. You must contact me first and give me a summary of the story from how Naruto will discover his yin-yang affinity, along with your entire plan for the story. Other skills, all pairings, and any character in the story.
Jesus fucking
List
Christ,
of the
dude.
following people who are involved in this story. No one. Uzumaki time travel. A challenge in which Boruto and or Himawari go back in time. It's very simple, except the limits are at which point in time they go back to. The first option is they go back to when their parents were Genins, before or after the Chunin exams. The second option is when their grandparents, Kushina and Minato, are still alive before the Kyuubi attack. Doom Warcraft Challenge. It's one of the links I have below. Read the link and either give me a message or send a review if you're interested in doing this challenge. Note, if you want to do any of these challenges, you must contact me first and tell me your idea. Quote time. Unique people make history. Normal people stay forgotten. To do anything, one must have creativity. If you think Masashi Kishimoto is ruining Naruto and you agree, you should put this on your profile and add your name to the list. What link? Oh, did the author forget that the links are banned on fanfiction?
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
And they're so used to no one contacting them over their fucking
That they haven't noticed.
their PMs that they haven't noticed yet. Oh, that's great. Oh god, that's great. Okay.
Yeah. By the way,
Anyway.
I liked one of the quotes at the end of his profile. Fucking something creativity. Hang on. What's the fucking quote? It's actually open the page. Yes, to do anything, one must have creativity. Says
Yeah.
the fucking retard out there posting a billion fucking challenges on his profile. Like, oh yes,
Oh yes.
Hmm.
The height
He has the
of
creativity, maybe.
Cookie cutter story ideas.
Yeah, essentially copy paste. My favorite creative tool.
All right. Well, damn thing's going off again. I'll be back.
Damn. Kind of wish he wouldn't, honestly.
Boo.
Boo. Atin is gone. Let's party.
Boo.
Damn. So.
I'm gonna say the N word.
Please don't.
Don't worry.
Oh
Just
god,
be
this
happy.
is so fucking cringe. Holy shit. So. It is his top 4 most recent story. Oh god, all of them are so cringe. No, I almost want to just read his fucking summaries instead of his stories.
Yeah, I
Doom
kind of
Kill.
agree. Fuck it.
Oh,
Fuck it, dude.
such an original name. Doom Kill.
Ah, yes.
Having been teleported away by Hayden, Doom Slayer has arrived in a world caught in a civil war between rebels and Imperials. Where humans are just as vicious as the forces of hell, the Doom Slayer tears through these demons in human skin. He soon catches the attention of both sides, who want to make use of his powers. However, the armies of the doomed are not far behind.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Sneaky, you should control F for teleported to see how many times he uses that.
That's a good idea. How about you don't?
Teleport 2 times. Those are the only 2 stories. He just happened to do them in a row. Yeah, three stories, I guess. Gate. Thus the Doomslayer ripped and tear there. Oh god, that cringe.
Has this man heard
That's
of conjugation
fucking
before?
cringe. Conjunction junction, what's your function? Hooking up phrases, clauses, and functions.
Damn, there's a reference there I'm not getting because I'm not American.
God bless that show. That is so fucking old.
It is so old. Oh my god. Honestly, I'm surprised even Gray gets that because that was like. That was some
I
time
went
ago.
to a private school,
Oh, that was
so
The prehistoric era.
isn't that thing older
Teleported.
than Remy?
I mean, yeah, it actually is older than Remy.
A lot of things are. Imagine that, eh?
I mean, can you imagine the fact that StarCraft is older than Remy? Can you imagine that Warcraft is older than Remy?
Yes, actually.
Yes. They actually look old.
Damn.
Warcraft 3 is older than Remy.
Yes.
That
God,
might
you're
be
such
why
a
I've never
fucking
played it.
young person.
Hmm.
Teleported from Mars, the Doomslayer lands in an unknown land filled with various races. Now, with Vega, he must deal with the medieval Roman Empire, 21st century JDSF, gods, and a nosy young mage and an annoying apostle. Plus, the legions of the doomed races are not far off. What will the Doomslayer do? Well, what he's always done. Rip and tear until it's done. Now, to be fair, I actually can. I'm 3 years older than WoW. I didn't say, well, oh, no, okay, so Shadow said World of Warcraft, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Rip and Tear is, 3 years older than World of Warcraft, 7 years, 2007. You were born 2001.
Yep. 2nd of October, 2001.
Hmm. Wow, I can think of a lot of games that filled my childhood to teenage years that are older than you.
Aren't you like, hang on. Aren't you like 5 or 6 years older than me?
I'm like 8 years older than you.
I thought we were like 24.
No, I'm like 26.
Damn. Ancient. How was life back in the Stone Age?
Oh, well, you know, back in the day, we had to go up hills. Both ways uphill. Snowing.
Damn.
At least 9
Of
feet.
course. Damn. That's how life was, I guess.
Yeah, and then we fixed it. Don't worry. The people these days call it global warming. I call it a global solution.
Ah, yes. Of course. A final solution.
Anyway, I do have to say though, the Apostle getting caught up with the Doomslayer instead of the JDSF trooper, that's something I can see, considering her personality and whatnot.
Yeah, true. Rory.
Also, in other news, I just remembered this because I'm drunk. Well,
same.
I say drunk, more like lightly tipsy.
Yeah, same.
I asked Orf, and he has agreed to my request of ensuring that Ruby, when in the story where I become Ruby, he will ensure that Ruby acquires a jaunty cap to wear.
Nice.
Indeed. Then we have a high school DxD Overlord crossover, which is garbage. Because unlike Chaotic Good, which is an amazing story, this one is not.
I think there was an 8 out of 10, which I wouldn't classify as amazing, just good. Maybe even great.
Well, I say it's amazing because it's an OC self-insert story.
Yeah, true. I mean, good OC self-inserts might as well be amazing in normal standards. Which is fair enough.
Compared to like garbage like this, World Eater, one of the strongest players of Yggdrasil, who took the power of a world enemy itself, waits for the shutdown. But instead of being forcefully logged out, Magnus Big Dick Dragan finds himself in an entirely new world. With his first meeting with a legendary magician, Magnus's presence causes much change in the new world, from one of the strongest players to the strongest being. OC times harem. What the author is trying to say is that his character steals the shape, form, and powers of a raid boss.
Wonder if the character's black. I mean, what?
Dragon raid boss. Yeah, if you couldn't figure out by his character's last name,
damn,
Dragon.
That's really deep, dude.
Yeah,
would never have gotten that.
Super fucking deep. I know it is very subtle.
True.
By the power of Judaism,
minds.
Isley has come. Well, thank you, communist. I appreciate your patronage.
Ah, yes, of course. The most Jewish-friendly fucking...
Life of a child of chaos. Oh god, this fucking summary. Son of Chaos. Chad Walker!
Wait. Oh my god. It has to be a fucking joke, dude.
He's doing that?
Chad Walker is a
That's me a fucking joke.
freelancer who merely does what he can for a living. But once he starts getting involved in the events he wants nothing to do with, he will show the world why one should fear a child of the void. Can the world
might as well
handle
come all the
the
way.
unpredictable demigod? Will Chad take them off their feet? Let the madness begin. Overpowered OC times Karoka and Roswiss. Percy Jackson D times D crossover.
He should have gone all the way. Chad Thundercock.
I honestly, they really should have just called him Chad Thundercock. I would have been far more
Wait.
amused.
Oh, dude. Chad Thundercock, the son of Zeus.
Indeed.
It's perfect.
Damn it.
It's perfect. Oh,
Having
God.
sex with him is electrifying.
Exactly.
But
You could say it's
for
quite a
people
shock.
who are unaware of Percy Jackson, Chaos is the first being to ever exist, and by not osmosis. What's the process in which cells divide?
Mitosis.
Mitosis. There we go. By the process of mitosis, Chaos ended up making Uranus, the sky, Gaia, the earth, and third one I think was it maybe.
Fucking. Damn, I don't know.
I
My Greek
think-
lore is kind of whack.
Oh, and Nyx, the knight, I believe it was.
Nice. Fair enough. Makes sense.
But anyway, so Uranus collided with Gaia because the sky must touch the earth. Oh no, it was some fucking primordial sea being. That's what it was. Nyx came after the sea being. It was the sky,
fucking-
earth, and the sea.
Some Leviathan shit out there.
Yeah, basically.
That's kinda whack.
And when the sky touched the earth, the Titans were born. And that's famously Kronos, Nyx,
Yes,
Rhea,
Chromosome.
Chromatomos.
Chromosomos. Everyone's favorite fucking Titan.
Indeed. But from from there on out, the birth records are pretty sketchy in terms of the lore. But but
yes.
for PJO at least,
I demand to see your birth certificate.
indeed, for PJO at least, Chaos is a asexual amoeba, effectively, in that through mitosis it created the sky, earth, and water, and not through any sort of other medium.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ, no.
And so it's really weird that this guy is a son of Chaos, except he's only a demigod. Because if he was an actual son of Chaos, he would just be a full-blooded god. Because Chaos
Damn.
can't impregnate people. Because Chaos doesn't have a dick.
That sucks, dude. You should really get that checked out.
I suppose. Anyway. Gate! Thus the Olympians fought there. Oh, God. Please. No.
I want to commit suicide, but something amazing just happened to me.
Oh, what's that?
A new fucking Android update on my phone, and I finally have dark mode. I've been living for 2 fucking years without dark mode because Huawei is a fucking piece of shit Chinese company who can't make an app for shit. So there's been no fucking dark mode on my phone since like fucking a year and a half ago.
Get
And fucking finally it's back. I am going to nut so fucking hard. Yes, finally Android 10, not Android 9. Good shit.
So anyway, my point is this guy's a fucking garbage author, and all of his stories are fucking stupid. Humanity has always been seen as the weakest. This is a pure DxD story, by the way. The tools of supposedly higher beings. Ironic, though, the one being that all of the supernatural fears the most is the human, overpowered original character. He is the good hunter. Yeah. So, anyway, this guy is a garbage author, and he thinks he's going to write a original story and get published.
That won't happen. Can you fucking imagine, though?
Parthogenesis. Erebus was there. Oh, yeah, it's right. Erebus with Tartarus. Yeah.
Retarders?
To be a
Yes.
demigod, wouldn't he have to be a great grandson of Chaos? No, he could be a son of a Titan, I suppose. But the Titans were kind
I
of
guess.
like murder the human sort of stage. So it wouldn't be
Suppose.
very voluntary.
Damn. That breaks the NAP, my dude.
Yeah, I'm aware it breaks the NAP.
That's some fucking gay shit.
Anyway. So this author tries to start off with some, like, poorly imitated codex entry. Listen well, bringer of doom. Touched by the wraiths, you shall take the path of eternal conflict. Never shall you find peace, only death, despair, and destruction will follow in your wake. Countless horrors shall confront you, and yet they will become naught but stains of blood behind wherever you have tread. For you are he who shall bring ruin upon our foes. The slaves of doom will know fear, and you will not rest until they are no more. Unknown location. The green armored warrior watched as the body of what could be described as a giant, mutated, techno-organic spider. Anyway, so yeah, dude, canon ending of Doom, blah 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 blah. Blah blah, canon ending of Doom, blah 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 blah. Eyes opening wide, a young man in his late teens who was about 6 feet tall shot out of bed with a gasp. He shot out of the bed. Wow, he just repeated that twice. Okay. Knocking the blanket off and revealing his lean, muscular, tanned body. His short, dark brown hair was disheveled, having woken, and his brown eyes were bleary. Most notably, however, were the numerous scars and symbols that covered his body, including the ones over his left palm and another where his heart is. His face also has scars, including a small one over to the left eyebrow. One running diagonally with his right cheek, and finally a third scar going over the bridge of his nose. Flynn Blazkowicz. Flynn Blazkowicz. Rubbed his eyes as he slowly woke up. That had been the 5th time this month since he had that dream and dreams similar to it. All of them were of the green armored man fighting against demonic monsters. Every time he did so with brutal efficiency, Like a beast in rage. Ah, yes. Beasts in rage. Most known for their efficiency in attacking someone. That.
Yeah, I have nothing to say to this, honestly. I'm
Alright,
way
so
too busy
blah blah
fucking around on
blah
Discord.
blah blah. The Doomslayer's going to Kuo Academy because he's a teenager again.
Damn.
Blah blah blah
Wait,
blah
wait, why the fuck
blah.
would he be? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
What do you mean?
Why the fuck would he be going to fucking school? Just
Uh,
because he's a teenager again?
Oh,
What
because he
the fuck is a
lost all of
space
his
marine?
memories of being the Doomslayer, of
Oh.
course, duh.
Ah, yes, of course. Square brain. Naturally.
Anyway, so yeah, blah 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 blah. He went to Kuo, blah blah. Blah blah. He owned a motorcycle, blah 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 in fucking Japan. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Students began whispering about his bike, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Tomboy, blah 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 blah. Excuse me, my name's Flynn Blackowitz. I'm a transfer student. I need to get to the student council room. Oh, you must be the girl we're supposed as the one I was supposed to look for. Blah blah blah, follow me, blah 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 blah, boring ass shit, blah blah blah, amnesia. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Hours later. Blah 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 blah. Sanity of the school. Perverted trio. Blah blah blah. Girls. Blah blah blah. Class started. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Literal just garbage filler bullshit where nothing actually happens and no progress is made on anything. Afternoon time. Blah 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 blah. Is Blaskowitz weird? No, I couldn't detect anything off about him, so he's not weird. We shouldn't watch him. This morning, I felt bloodlust pour from him, though. Like he was about to kill me and tear me into pieces. And this only happened when he ran into devils? Oh, it's possible. Yeah, he just naturally knows who our devils are, even though he's never encountered one ever before. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Another morsel, blah blah the fuck. Oh my god, it's some sort of rogue devil, blah blah blah. I'm gonna eat you up, and then Flynn's consciousness faded. And then suddenly the narrator voice spoke, and he woke back up, but his fists were on fire, and his eyes were on fire, and he punched the stray devil to death. And then he glory killed it. And then he ripped her head off, and ripped her jaw off, and beat her to death with both of them. And then, above all of the noises, above the cacophony, someone goes, "He has awoken."
Damn. He should go back to sleep, honestly.
You'd think how often these kinds of characters' introductions are made fun of, people would stop. You'd think. The idea of Doom Guy going to Coho is a funny idea. It could work in a comedy. Not really. No.
No. Honestly. It wouldn't. It's not fucking Coho, it's Kuo. You absolute retard.
Oh boy. Anyway. Crack comedy? Not really, no.
You would need some fucking crack to make it even interesting.
Yeah, pretty much. So does anyone have actually any questions we can just answer instead? Any fun ideas, concepts,
15
things,
minutes left.
percolation? We got 15 minutes left. It's not long enough for a story, but it's
Mm.
long enough for me to make jokes about shit.
Yep. I have somewhat of an idea for something to write, but I'll ask you off stream in
Yeah.
text chat because that's easier.
Yeah. In the
So,
meantime, you all get to view upon Neo's glorious face. You are
hey,
welcome.
people. God, I just can't get over how fucking weird the hey in that clip is. Honestly.
God, I know.
But I guess that's what you get when you give Japan the right to speak.
Yeah, I know, right? When 2 nukes wasn't enough.
Yep.
We got anything, people? We got anything, people? Nope, we got no button thing
nothing.
from nothing. Alright then. Since
got honestly
ain't nobody can come up with a goddamn question, I suppose we will just end this early and free you all from the suffering I have committed upon you.
No,
And
thanks,
I'll even
Oh,
not
wait.
read this
Wait.
absolute garbage of a story ever
I
again.
actually have something.
Oh no.
How to write ascent? You're trying to go up, Isley? Trying to ascend? Or you want to
How do
know
you
to
write
accents?
accents?
Fucking retard.
Well, so the short answer is you don't. Effectively, accents in the end, while could be interesting, due to how English operates, they don't exactly work. Mostly just stabbing him would probably work the best. Covering him up in auspicious pieces as far as away from each other as possible.
Yeah. Like, my opinion, don't.
Yeah, pretty much. Now definitely you
like,
can mention like she said with a Scottish brogue, or especially as I've seen before, where like the character is supposed to be intentionally illegible to the person listening to the language, either because it's a more modern version than what they were taught, or because it's not in the language at all and they just want to get home and like figure out this garbage. Either way, you know. How to build Pennsylvania tents back again.
Yeah.
Alright, well, we're gonna cut it off here then. I'm not gonna take up anyone else's time on this because honestly, I am just so disheartened by the 2 stories we covered today. Technically 3, but she was basically halfway dead before we even got there.
Yeah. Honestly. Who cares anymore?
Oh boy, ow, that hurt.
Yeah.
Well then, I tried given as much time as possible. But
Yeah,
seems we got no fucking bites tonight, so we will see you all on Tuesday for more Fanfiction Contempt Theater. As far as the world building stream goes, we're going to be announcing that on a more mention based timer, as that relies heavily more on people's schedules than anything else. So, if the motion-based spell detects that I am within the region room and or using any of my companions' rooms, I would obviously take the free hero purchase and start singing.
Indeed.
Indeed. But that's not relevant to any of this. Any of this being I'm closing out the stream. So we'll
Yep.
see you all next
Cool.
time. 7 p.m. 9
Bye
p.m.
bye internet.
See you Friday. See you Tuesdays. Tell people
Friday
about
today.
this. I know.
Yeah.
Well, I can say see you Friday if.
I mean, technically, yeah, sure, fine.
Yes, fuck
Gonna
you.
be like that.
I will
No
be
thanks.
semantical. Fuck off.
Sure, me too.
So we'll see you all.
Hashtag me too. Sneaky raped me, by the way.
See, I'm immune to that because I just don't leave the house.
Same. But you raped
See
me
you all
mentally.
next time. Because, of course, there is always more, and it does always get worse.